Hey guys, Ray from Love You RV and Boat. In a recent video I took off the complete underbelly of the RV. You can see it laying here, and I kind of showed you all the different systems and stuff under there, and said I was going to be doing some projects under there, some repairs and things. One thing I've done is I've taken different sections off. You can see this is the foil insulation that's there. So once I cut it into sections, it's not like one big piece of foil anymore. So I've taken some Gorilla Tape and kind of taped it all along there to make sure the foil is on that. Anyway, that'll be a future video when I put that back. But my first project that I'm going to do is I'm going to change the tank sprayer. I have a black tank flusher system that was installed OEM from the factory. I think it's a no fuss flush it's called. And anyway, the little nozzle in there has some holes in it, and it can get quite plugged up. At one point, about maybe 6 years ago, it was totally plugged. I pulled it out and I kind of drilled out the holes. What happens is you get a kind of a hard material from all the hard water and kind of waste stuff that's in there. Eventually it'll crust up and the sprayer will stop. So I bought myself a brand new nozzle. Only 3 screws, should be an easy project. Just gonna have to strip off the old silicone. There's 3 screws for the tank, and then I got some of this clear adhesive sealant, Permatex silicone RTV. Should be good stuff to seal that up. I haven't had any problems with a leak using silicone sealant for that. All kinds of other projects I'm going to be doing. This is the Gorilla Tape I use on the underbelly. As long as I clean the plastic, corrugated plastic called a coroplast material really well, I find this tape sticks really well, especially if you use it in kind of a warmer environment. It doesn't work very well cold, but once it's on there, it's really hard to get off. It took me a while to get all the old tape off. Anyway, let's crawl under the RV and I'll show you the sprayer. I spent the last few days flushing the tanks really well, and then we had a bunch of wind. That's why everything is kind of on top of this, because we were getting 40 mile an hour gusts through here, so didn't want it to all blow away into the desert. So here's my black tank, and the sprayer goes in right here. That's where the nozzle is. This comes down from anti-siphon sort of check valve arrangement under the bathroom cabinet. Maybe I'll go in the RV and show you that. So here's the bathroom sink, and you can see underneath here, tucked up in the corner, right up in the corner is I guess it's the anti-siphon valve. It's like a check valve. It sits about maybe 4 or 5 feet above the waste tank. So I guess it's the design is so that wastewater can't be siphoned back out of the tank. Yeah, so on that side is where the water closet is, and where you attach the hose to the tank flush. Then it goes underneath in the basement area up to that anti-siphon valve, and then back down here. So that's the nozzle I got to get out. I've removed 3 screws from there. I think I'm just going to undo the plumbing here and make it a little easier on myself, and we'll pull it out, give you a look. Okay, I was able to get that PEX connection apart. These are called flare-it fittings, and I just had to use a little bit of a heat gun on low, carefully heat it up and pull it apart. Use some gloves so it didn't burn my hands or anything, but now that I got that apart, should make it easier for me to deal with this section. Pry that out of there. This trusty hive tool, one of my most used tools. Kind of cuts through the silicone very easily. Almost out. Okay, got her out of the hole. I'm just going to clean off all the old silicone up there. The silicone won't stick to silicone, so I'll try to get all of that off before I put the new flusher in. look away if you're squeamish. I'll show you the old one. Yeah, it's pretty gummed up there. All the little holes are pretty well plugged. Little tip for removing silicone here, you get these plastic razor blade. Get the little tool and a bunch of razor blades pretty cheap on Amazon. It's really handy for removing silicone and other sealants, especially off the sidewalls of your RV where you don't want to scratch anything. There we go, all cleaned up. I did add some Teflon tape to the threads. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to or not. Hopefully it won't leak. I did that before and it didn't leak, so should be good to go. Cranked it in there really deep. Now we'll just go put some of that silicone back on that mounting flange, put in the screws, and reattach that pipe, and we should be good to go. A little bit of dry time and we can test her out. Okay, got her installed. For people that have the same Cougar as me, you can find where it is. You can see this pipe is going down from the bathroom, and it goes through the basement storage and through the underbelly here. Let's go give you a look. There we are. Comes through the floor. So it's very close to the low point drains here. Maybe about 1.5 feet towards the front of the trailer. And what I had done before when I did it is I had just cut like a flap, three-way flap, and pulled it down and was able to do the work and then put the flap back and tape it back in place. Anyway, there she is installed. I'll just let that dry for like 24 hours, let that silicone set right up before I put water pressure in it. We'll give her a test tomorrow. Stay tuned. So here's my water closet area, and you can see I have a black tank flushing input here. Caution, sewer flusher. Sewer valve must be open when you're using this inlet. If you don't do that, you could fill your tank and have stuff overflowing. Anyway, I've turned on the water. Sounds like it's flushing. Let's go take a look, see if it's leaking or not. Oh, looks good. No leaks. Cool, nice to have that back working again. So stay tuned, continue on my projects under here. Next will be some cracks in the tank repair. You see a little bit of debris here. Right at the very top there's a hairline crack right on the corner of the tank. So if the tank ever gets really full, maybe traveling with a full tank, you can see some is weeped out. And also my galley tank has the same issue. If I fill it right to the top, sometimes it'll drip. So I'll be repairing those. I've done that in the past with the other side of this black tank and my shower tank. And I use a product called G-Flex Epoxy. So stay tuned for that. I'll give you a look at how I repair the tanks. Till next time, Ray from Love Your RV and Boat. Cheers, everyone.